morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are neither, wherever you are in the world. I'm Rambling Rusty Elm, and this is Rambling with Rusty. Last time on Rambling with Rusty, we made our way to the passage beneath, where we discovered that the worm cult is trying to resurrect, at least possibly resurrect, Minimarco, the leader of the worm cult. And then we made our way up to the northern pass here in Solstice, the Liesel Pass. And today we are heading down to the southern end of Solstice. Actually, looking here at the map, I can see we're not heading to the village that we were supposed to go help, which is here. But we are headed to another spot, to the Vosgath Shrine. There's also a shrine to Sithis here that we will discover once we help this village. So, without further ado, let's get it going.
Nice. What did you find?
Not so close, Patches. Wouldn't want you to come down with this scourge, too.
Dear. And then we're going to turn around and head north. Vosgath Shrine. Right, I see Razum's here.
5 Club, over here! Raz poked around several old Argonian ruins before returning to Sunport empty-handed. He never thought to visit an ancient ball court until Gabrielle showed up and sent him here. With great urgency, one might add. Imagine his surprise. If you consider High Necromancer Wormblood to be unusual, then yes. He arrived just before you, and he brought friends. They entered the old ball court just ahead. Raz wondered if they came to play a game, but no one invited him to join. Indeed. This one must confess he is a little surprised and intrigued. But perhaps we should defer this interesting conversation until we have dealt with the matter at hand. Now remind Raz, what is Wormblood looking for here? If Wormblood is here, Vanus must have a knowledgeable source indeed. This one heard Wormblood tell his minions to seek the ball court's ritual altar to the north. Time for 5 Claw and the Queen's Eye to save the day, yes?
To the north. That's going to be this way.
Look at the scene. The carvings. Raz had no idea Tibahatse was so important.
Stendarr see you safely to your rest.
I much prefer letting Molag Bal have them.
Aha! Look, Five Claw. Wormblood is here. This is our chance.
To me, faithful of the
Protect us from
Black
harm.
One, destroy these interlopers. Fight! Kill them already. Even failures can serve me in death. I have a pity. Enough.
This one senses danger. Quick, Five Claw. Hide behind the pillar.
You are a more worthy opponent than I expected.
That's the end of that tale.
I'm tired of this dance. I reclaim my power from these flimsy vessels. I will consume your
Again,
soul.
take cover, Five Claw. Another dead bird.
My
You
hold
begin
and
to
my
bore
power
us, Worm
is-
Twitter.
Quiet, you mangy cat. Fools! Death cannot.
At last! Take the relic, Five Claw, and let us be on our way. Raz does not like the feel of this place. Dark moons. He's coming back to life. It is foolish to fight a foe who cannot die. Destroy the columns. Bring down the shrine. Raz will pin Wormblood to the floor. Go, Five Claw! Get the gift of death back to Sunport. Raz will be fine.
Okay, let's see, where are we?
That could be helpful.
Okay, let's just walk around.
What did you find in there?
What do we got over here? Ooh. Let's see, the portal.
Stow your weapons, my friend. We've won. Another find for your pack.
Yeah, we need to get back to the Sunport, yes.
Gabrielle recounted what you learned from Vosgath Galarian. Dire tidings indeed. Was he right about the sacred Tibahatse court? Was Wormblood there? Did you find the gift of death? Excellent news, I think. We still don't know exactly why the worm cult needs the gift of death to restore Manamarco, if that is indeed their intention, but at least the worm cult doesn't have it. Immediate resurrection? What kind of power is he able to call upon? Only legendary necromancers or a few fated heroes can do that. If Wormblood can't die, how did you and Razumdar defeat him? You did well to keep the gift of death from Wormblood. Better yet, you found a way to speak with Vosgath Galarian. Knowledge is a mighty weapon in this war of secrets. Now we know what awaits us behind the writhing wall.
Raz is here.
The Fellowship faces difficult decisions. Let us talk, comrade.
Behind the stars.
While you were searching Vosgath Shrine, Gabrielle told me of your communication with Vosgath Galarian. Soul Reapers feeding the writhing wall? A new plane meld? The situation on Solstice is worse than I thought. But I might have an idea. Thanks to you, we now have something Wormblood wants, the gift of death. As long as we hold it, his plans remain unfulfilled. Returning Manamarco, Wormblood needs the gift, and we have it. We can use that to lead him to a spot of our choosing. This provides us one advantage. An advantage I believe we must seize with all. We have the relic Wormblood seeks. What do we do with it?
He has Manamarco's body. We cannot allow Wormblood to bring him back.
We have something else, too. Raz snatched this key from Wormblood during our struggle.
A key. Let me see that. Aha! Why am I not surprised Roz went through Wormblood's pockets? I recognize the crest on this key. I noticed it on a crypt by a ruined estate. Coralania Manor, if I'm not mistaken. I passed by the place when I first arrived on... Not at the time. It's a rather impressive mausoleum of ancient High Elf architecture, centuries old. I imagine some of Regent Corinway's ancestors are laid to rest there. I think you'd better look into it. One can't take on necromancers without poking around in a tomb or two. Take the key and investigate Coralania Crypt. Coralania Crypt lies south of Sunport. Take someone along to help you. Scordo should do. Necromancers are always interested in the dead, friend. But Wormblood's orders to Farinor mentioned that he was looking for the Gift of Death's location. My guess is that he went to Coralania Crypt in search of information. Possibly. But the place could still be dangerous. You might run into spirits
I'll meet you at the crypt, pal. We'll find whatever it is we're supposed to find there.
Okay, so this time I get to go with Scordo. We got about 15 minutes. What do we got here? Cornley Manor.
Looking forward to seeing what you make with that.
As soon as I figure out which way to go. Jeez. There's the route I want. I hate voroplasms. And this place seems rife with them.
Hey, pal. I haven't gone in yet, but it looks like someone's been here. I hate crypts. Why is it I always have to go into one for some tusking reason or another? Smashing skulls, screaming back at wraiths. Can't stand it. The dead ought to stay dead. Some faint boot prints on the steps of the mausoleum. Scuff marks, too. That door's been opened recently. Of course, I guess we knew that already since Wormblood had the key. Your guess is as good as mine. But even if they aren't, they might have riled up the dead in this place. When you've been in as many crypts and tombs as I have, you get a feel for that sort of thing. Come on, let's get this over with.
hope I was of some assistance. The end of our tale.
Look at this place. Elves sure build fancy tombs.
What do you say to some celebratory sweets?
Downstairs, pal. Think we found something. And it don't look good.
Be gone! I have nothing more to say to you, necromancer.
Someone in that tomb's been talking to Wormblood. Disable that barrier and we might learn something. Careful there. They weren't fooling around.
I am here, curse you! What else do... Is this some new ruse? A trick to win my confidence after Wormblood drew my soul from the afterlife and compelled me to speak? I will tell you no more than I told your master. Unless... wait. You are no follower. Yes. He bound me with this crystal and tormented me, questioning me about the location of a relic from ancient times. Glorious times. The gift of death. Stolen long ago, yet I found it. Alas, Wormblood wrested the secret from me. The gift of death can recall to life any departed soul, at the cost of a willing sacrifice. A life for a life. Whom Wormblood would bring back or sacrifice, I do not know. But the gift is also the key to great power. There is a secret place in Eastern Solstice. Wormblood found it and draws upon its power. That is why his necromancy is so strong. Yet with the gift of death, he could unlock its full might. Now, I must ask a favor of you. Wormblood left a focus in this chamber, the Ghost-Willed crystal before you. It pins me in this plane, and allowed him to project himself here when he wished to question me. Take it with you when you go, and I will be free! The gift is ancient beyond reckoning. When my ancestors ruled in Hammerfell, their explorers found it hidden in Solstice's Daedric ruins. It became an heirloom of House Corellania. A mighty relic that could bestow a life for someone willing. My ancestors found that threats or compulsion did not work. Yet there was a cost. The soul sacrificed with the gift was simply gone. Trapped in the relic, banished to some grey void. When my people turned on their kinlord, they hid the gift. They could not trust themselves to leave it buried, so they asked the Argonian death dancers to hide it. I only learned where after decades of searching. I died before. My time was long ago. I was cousin to both the last kinlord of House Corellania and the upstart who deposed him. Kinlord Istamil revived the ways of our ancestors in Hammerfell to maintain power, but Vinyu Tilmo feared our own heritage. Our people had all but forgotten our gift for necromancy. Istamil reforged the ancient pacts with our Daedric patrons and revived the practice. Yet some of our own kin resisted the Kinlord's commands. I served as advisor to the Kinlord, but Vinyu Tilmo was victorious. After Istamil's fall, our people turned from the old ways. I was forced into hiding and spent the... Peace once again.
Gabrielle's going to want to see that crystal. She's probably holed up in the Regent's study with the gift of death.
Excuse me. Wow. Now, I think it probably would have been quicker to come down the road from the town, so I'm going to go back via the road.
This is the result of your own impatience, Vanessa.
Oh, it just smelled so good. I couldn't wait. I had to have the taste. Oh, it feels
Let's see. I want to go to the southern door. So we can just go into the palace grounds.
An easy walk isn't hard to spot.
There you are. Scordo told me a little about the crypt. Let's compare notes. I examined the Gift of Death, and I must say I've never seen anything quite like it. It's Daedric in origin, that much is clear. Now, what exactly did you learn in the crypt? I suspected something like that. No Daedric gift comes without a price. Given the Worm Cult's efforts to bring Manimarco's remains here to Solstice, I think we know whom they intend to bring back. What else did you learn? That explains much. Why the Worm Cult came to Solstice, where the Reapers send stolen souls, how they raise the Writhing Wall, sever that connection, and we can defeat Wormblood. The Blessed Bell we found at Meridia's temple could do it. By sending him to the Colored Rooms, Wormblood would be vulnerable in Meridia's realm. Prince Azaz suggested using the Gift of Death as bait. Now I know where we need Wormblood to be. The old temple courtyard. Perfect. I can reverse the connection to summon his projection. Place the crystal over there.
I hoped the gift might serve as bait. I just wasn't sure what kind of trap we needed. Go on, comrade.
Place your crystal there, and let's see if we can reach Wormblood.
This is an unwelcome surprise.
Dug your way out? Pity. This one hoped you were still squashed under a building.
Charming. What can I do for the so-called Stirk Fellowship? I left their projection crystal in a Coralania crypt. A mistake, perhaps. No doubt Arveril told you about our conversations. And the gift. I see little point in bargaining. You know my power. It is only a matter of time before I take the Gift of Death. But I'll play along. What do you expect me to offer in trade? Clearly, you are acquainted with Galarian. Still, your offer is interesting. Very well then. Bring the Gift of Death to the Writhing Wall. My servants will bring a crumbling ruin dedicated to an uncaring mistress. As you wish. We will meet at the old temple. But if you deal falsely with me, my forces will descend upon Sunport and slaughter everyone within its walls. It is well within my power. It is arranged. Do not keep me waiting.
We won't. Well done, friend. That was rather exhausting. Anyway, nicely done. I wasn't sure Wormblood would agree to meet on our terms, but you convinced him. You should head to Broken Light Courtyard. I'll finalize plans with Prince Azza and meet you there. We'll gather all the forces we can, but we must make haste. We have to set our trap and conceal it before Wormblood arrives. He will certainly be on his guard, which means...
Alright, well, I think we're going to call this an episode, folks. We are out of time. Next time, when we return, we will head back over to Broken Light Temple and set up our trap for Wormblood. Until then, I'm Rambling Rusty Elm. Have a good night, and don't forget to stop and smell the roses.